Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Berg's Disc Sports. Check out bergsdiscsports.com for the highest quality disc golf bags and gear that have all been fully tested and approved by our disc golf community. The only thing better than Berg's bags is Berg's customer service. For over 10 years, the Flying Disc Store has stocked Australia's largest range of flying disc products. From disc golf discs and bags to ultimate frisbees, throw and catch discs and dog discs, the Flying Disc Store has everything you need. As part of our support of the Tee-Off, the Flying Disc Store would like to provide Tee-Off listeners with 5% off any purchase in the store. Just use the code TEEOFF5 when checking out to get your discount. Visit www.flyingdiscstore.com.au today to grab a deal. And if you have any questions, be sure to contact their friendly staff.
Welcome back to the Tee-Off, an Australian podcast about the awesome sport of disc golf. This is episode 34, and I am Paddy Robinson. In the studio with me today, I've got Tim Bowen and Andrew Ferguson. G'day, boys. How are you?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, boys. How are we all travelling?
Good.
Getting out there for a throw or no?
Yes, actually. I had a throw on the weekend.
Sun's nicking off. It's getting cold. I'm staying in a bit more, got to say.
Well, I tell you what, I popped out to Inverleigh briefly on the weekend. I got 2 practice throws in and a little tweak on the shoulder.
Oh, boy.
I then pushed through it, got to hole 4 and that's it. Goodbye. No. So, yeah, I'm taking it a little bit easy at the moment. But, yeah, it has been good. I've still been doing some disc golf stuff, though. Had a disc golf clinic today with a local school, Cardinia College. Had 20-odd kids down at Barn Valley throwing some discs. So, yeah, that was a bit of fun. I reckon you've done a few there too, Fergs.
I have done a few, and actually, while we're speaking about that, down at Barn Valley, it is a bit of a known spot for snakes, and I had a 3rd or 4th encounter with one there. Some dipshit threw one in the reeds off hole 2, and I've gone, I'll get it, mate. Just watch out for the snakes, eh? like I knew what I was talking about, and then proceeded to almost stand on a big motherfucking brown snake.
Oh, Lord.
Jeez.
So anyway, suffice to say, that disc is staying there.
Yep.
It's probably not worth it for the 15-year-old DX disc that's probably the one in the lone disc tub.
How were the underpants after that, Fergs?
Yes, they were brown as the snake.
Yeah. All right, quick players meeting. So merch, we still have plenty of pins and a couple of hats available. If you want to jump on the link tree in our Instagram bio, there you'll find the links there to order some. So get on and do that. We'll also have a bit of stock when we are traveling around to tournaments. So if you do see one of us at a tournament, come and say g'day and grab a pin or a hat.
Hang on. Are you calling the housekeeping section players meeting now?
Players meeting. Yep.
Yeah, I've never listened to a second of a players meeting in my life, Paddy.
So. You never listen to this anyway, mate. So
I'm surprised with me. I'm usually late.
As long as you're aware. Bloody players meetings. Fair
you know my players meeting. They're short and sharp. So
yeah.
Let's go. Support as well. We want to just quick big thanks to Berg's Bags, the Flying Disc Store, and Ausdisc for supporting the show. Just quickly, I did get a message from Berg's Bags. They have also created a discount code for our listeners. So for a 20% off one of the best disc golf bags on the market, use the code TEEOFF20 at the checkout. So yeah, jump on there and
very generous.
Get yourself a discount. Yeah, thank you, Bergs. All right, straight into some news, hey?
What's news round the world, round Australia? What's news? What's happened and who's spoken?
All right, boys, strap yourselves in because there's been a heap of comps go down. We're going to go all the way back to the Open at Austin, Texas, which feels like it happened a full month ago. I'll just shout out the winners first of all. Gannon Burr had a win from the chase card with a 22 under par. He was in front of about a pack of about, I want to say, 10 players that could have actually taken it out. I think Cards as back as 5th and 6th card could have actually won it on that last day. It was so tight.
Gotta love a win from the chase card.
Oh, it's so good.
Especially the people who were filming it, the second-hand crew.
Yeah,
They would love it.
Yeah, Jomez don't. But the chase card coverage, they love it. No, Gannonberg got the chocolates over Simon Lizotte. James Proctor, he's kind of flying under the radar, Mr. Proctor, the proctologist, playing very good disc golf.
He's just a good disc golfer.
The ass man.
Yeah, the ass man. I saw that Seinfeld meme. Funny stuff. And Calvin Heimberg, of course. And more importantly, if we flick over to FPO, Paige Pierce had a win.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, where has she been? She's been
From 20 to first.
Yeah, she's been about 20th. That's where she's been. She had a good win, 5 under par. So the course was playing very, very difficult for the FPO's side of things. Notably, Kristen Tatar down in 5th place, which actually brings her podium record to a stop. She had 16 straight Elite Series podium finishes.
Oh, wow.
That's very handy.
Now she's off the podium, so that's Klutski's.
5th. Yeah. Pretty good.
Nah, that sucks. Yeah. If you ain't first,
it's either
you're
one or
last.
two.
Yeah. No, but the Open at Austin, I think the most notable thing to actually happen out of that was old mate Eagle McMahon just clonking one of the cameramen on the head. I'm sure we've all seen this. If you haven't seen it, happened on hole 4. Eagle McMahon was throwing a grenade of all shots straight over the trees, and it looks like it was coming down in the circle. And the poor mate, I believe his name was Dave, catch cam operator for Gatekeeper Media, just wore the full brunt of it on top of his scone.
Dave's got a zipper on his head now.
Yeah, we saw that. So play was stopped for half an hour while they got an ambulance in. And, apparently they don't do stitches in the States. They just bust out the old tradesman staple.
Yeah.
Clonk, 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 straight into the man's scone. And, he's got a fair nickum, as you said, zipper on his head.
It's a bit unfortunate for Eagle too, because if you see it hit, it just bounces off the complete opposite way to the basket.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
he left him a shit part. Let's be honest.
Lost him a few metres. It did kind of remind me, and this is a bit of a personal tangent here, but I played footy a few years ago, and one of my mates at training was wearing a baseball cap. And if you're not aware, the little button on top of the cap is called a squatcho. Which
squatcho.
It's called a squatcho. And the only reason I know that is because someone kicked a footy from about 50 metres out, and old mate with the cap on decided, that'll be fun. I'll headbutt this through the goal like a soccer goal. And wore the full brunt of the squatcho on his head and had to go to hospital to get it removed from his skull. As soon as I saw that happen in the States, I'm like, that catch cam dude has probably got a squatcho stuck in his head.
Yeah.
Get someone out there and pull that out.
Squatcho is a great nickname too. That's all.
I hope they're calling him Squatcho. That'd be awesome.
Actually, Dave, I was thinking Dave maybe could get the nickname of Nick because nearly headless Nick.
Nearly headless Nick.
Yeah.
I prefer Squatcho.
There was a few. I saw there was a few mixed opinions about the cameraman as well. People were like, "Oh, he shouldn't have been that close." Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I think it was a bit of a freak sort of accident. I mean, if Eagle McMahon's throwing a grenade in, you'd think maybe you would have someone spotting for you or the card, but...
it's not the most usual kind of standard throw in either.
No.
Not for an approach. You're expecting something to come in at, eye level. Not
I mean, he was standing in circle 1 too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something there, but yeah, pretty unfortunate. And there was that photo going around with him with the staples in there. Yeah.
Ouch. Man, the actual footage, like the sound itself. I think if you watch it with no sound, it's like sort of G-rated, just like, you got it in the head. As soon as you put the sound on, MA 15+, because you're like, that guy's brain's gone, obliterated.
I tell you, the internet has ruined me because as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I've seen so many like people getting hit by something, and it leads into like the Gwen Stefani song, of like, this match. I'm like, surely this is not going to take long, and sure enough, like within 12 hours, there were those memes coming out. So I hope Dave's got a good sense of humour too, because there was some rippers coming out.
No, I'm sure he's having a laugh about it now, and hopefully Eagle hooked him up with a good disc of some description for.
I'm sure he did. He seemed pretty put out by it, actually. Yeah.
Well, it didn't phase his play, though, because after that, he absolutely tore the course to shreds.
This is
So,
true, yeah.
well done to Eagle. Anyway,
To wipe the blood off his disc.
that's it. Shout out to Gannon Burr getting the win there and Paige Pierce. I also like the trophy. Gannon Burr won a belt buckle and a cowboy hat for winning.
Proper 10-gallon hat, eh?
Yep. It's not quite the green jacket at the Masters, but the cowboy hat.
It's very Texas.
It's kind of
Very
cool.
Texas.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, even if it is on the old string penis of Gannon Burr himself.
Yeah, I don't know if he pulled it off that well,
He
but
didn't.
still.
No, he didn't at all.
Come on, I'll take a cowboy hat any day.
He looked like Woody, but anyway. Got to move on to the next one. We've dwelled on the Open at Austin too much. Now we've got a nice, succinctly named tournament. The Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series Innova Open at the 28th Annual Texas State Disc Golf Championships. My word, that is a mouthful.
And that's all the time we have for this episode.
That's it.
Yeah.
How about we just call it Texas States? Now, this one just went down. Calvin Heimberg had a huge win, 6 strokes over Anthony Barella and Joel Freeman. Kind of not quite as close as the Open at Austin. This one was kind of decided, at the start of the last round. But well done to Calvin getting a good win. FPO winner, though, I'm not even going to try and have it.
Sayonara, sucker!
How many times do you reckon poor Sai Ananda has got that sayonara joke?
Oh, I love it. It took me a few, I had to reread it. It's not Sayonara, is it? No, it's Sayonara. Okay. Yeah.
Isn't her Instagram handle Sayonara?
It's Sai Paranara.
Sai Paranara,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like Anada. Yeah.
Oh, she was bloody awesome. She got her first ever Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series win over Kristen Tatar.
That's huge.
It's amazing.
I heard she jumped up 10 spots as well in the ranking.
Oh,
Just out of one
easily.
tournament. Yeah.
I did go back and have a quick look because I'll be honest, even though Sai plays for Westside, I didn't know much about her. So she has had quite a good couple of finishes in the last couple of years. Some of them are notable. In 22, she actually finished 7th at the USW DGC. And in 21, she was 8th at PDGA Worlds in the women. So she sort of, couple of top 10 finishes at some majors there is pretty exciting. But this is definitely her biggest win. She's actually signed up for most of the Pro Tour events for the rest of the year. So hopefully we see some more from her.
Bloody hope so. Hearing her chat to Nate Perkins afterwards, he was interviewing her as part of the footage. Yeah, she was so gracious in victory, and hopefully she gets another one because she seems like a really good egg, that one. Congrats to her. Now, we move across shores to the Aussie tournaments that we had. We had a couple of little ones. We had the Barwon Valley Bash, Sydney Summer Slam, and Garden City Open. We'll start with the Barwon Valley Bash, which was down in my hometown of Geelong. Ryan Hart got the chocolates there, 992 rated first round. Got the victory over my good self by 2 shots, so I'm a little bit salty about that. Yeah, I was hoping to go back to back after Tassie. Do you remember I won Tassie, Paddy?
Yeah, how's it feel coming second?
It doesn't feel great. Oh, I'm going to blame the wind. It was bloody windy down there at Barwon Valley.
No, mate, I can blame the wind.
Nah, well done to Rhino. He actually went back to back because he had a good win at Bawbaw. So definitely someone to watch out for it in MPO. And Georgia Carroll, she won FA1. She was the best placed female. She also won by 2 shots over Emma Winkworth. 804 average. So well done to Georgia, coming down from Bendigo, I believe.
Nice.
Awesome.
Now, Fergie?
Well, no, I was going to say, did I hear Tim get featured on another podcast?
Oh, you might be alluding to the MA4 podcast, I believe. That's what I'm referring to it anyway. We're obviously the MPO podcast. These guys are the MA4. The Trollers I'm talking about. Yeah. Now, if you haven't been listening to Melbourne's own podcast, Trollers, run by Alan Brunstein, Chris Ronalds, and I believe a couple of the other Melbourne boys, you should be, because it's absolutely must listen to coverage. And I'm very proud to say that we are now the #1 Australian disc golf podcast, because there's at least another one. So
we have competition.
Thank you, Trollers. But yeah, they did. I couldn't help but notice episode 4. I actually cracked Chris Ronalds' spotlight for the week, which was a huge. I've had some wins in disc golf, but this was probably my biggest honour, to be honest. I've actually cracked the spotlight for the week.
Should we have a quick listen?
Let's have a listen.
Has to go to probably one of the best ever burns I've seen during a PDGA event. Now, like those that listen to our podcast, hopefully you get the impression that we like a good burn, but Tim Bowen just raised the stakes at Barwon Bash.
What's he done? Tim likes a bit of banter, so he'll be up about it.
Yeah, so I want to say it's hole 14. You play the nipple hole, then you play the really long hole over towards the toilet block, and then there's a couple of sidearm holes. I think it's hole 14 we're on.
Yeah. So a nice little sidearm. If you got a lefty, you got the easiest hyzer in the world.
Spot on. We're at Carter 5. Nathan Parrish is on the card. Good sidearm
Great
player.
sidearm.
Ryan Hart's on the card. Tim Bowen, myself, all got, serviceable sidearms. We all step up and we all hit C1.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. We all jag our putts, bar, unfortunately, Ryan Michelle. Walk over to the tee pad of hole 16. Tim Bowen turns on his heels, back towards the basket, past Ryan Michelle, and just goes, "Sorry, Ryan, but would you mind if the rest of us just shake the chains?" Greatest burn I've ever seen.
You fucking prick.
Oh my God.
Is that too far?
That's harsh, mate. That's harsh.
What?
Oh,
We're Carter 5.
jeez.
Carter 5. We've got 4 birdies. What am I meant to do? got to acknowledge that.
I would have said, yeah, sure, no worries. You shake this too.
All right. We're going to bring shithead of the week in. And Tim, you've won.
Yeah, look, public apology to Ryan Michelle, but fair dinkum, mate. You're a lefty. That's a nice lefty hole.
Oh, that is
You have to go ruining
savage.
a proper star frame. Anyway.
Oh, mate. There's Ricky Gervais said it once. If you think of something funny to say, you should always do it or say it.
Yeah.
And Tim,
Yeah, it's not
that's amazing.
Not like me to ever bite my tongue, is it? But no, we didn't chat the chains out of respect anyway. I still wanted to, but we didn't. Anyway, make sure, big shout out to the Throwlers. Make sure you listen to the Melbourne podcast. Absolutely love it. I've been giving it a bit of shtick, but awesome stuff. I'm really enjoying it. Now, over to the next comp, which was the Sydney Summer Slam. That was taken out by Leith Brodie. He had actually quite a nice win over a big, strong field that actually included Chris Hill. So
Is that
wow. Yeah.
the Olympian?
That is the Olympian.
The Olympian, yep.
Yeah.
I do believe he got a bronze medal at one of the Com Games or Olympic Games.
At least, I believe, yeah. Maybe a gold at comps.
Yep.
Crazy.
Go.
We have an actual athlete playing disc golf.
Yeah, if you want to go to the old Google images and check out a pretty hot bod, Leith.
The dude's got lats, mate.
Yeah.
Lats for days.
Huge win though, like 4 shots over that field was awesome. JJ won MP40.
Nice.
And I just wanted to bring up, does that continue our tee off? We used to get the interviewees on, and then the very next comp they'd play well. We had Emily Cameron on last week. Does JJ getting the win being the husband?
It qualifies.
That qualifies. I thought
All
it
right.
might.
We're back on the train. All right.
Back on the train. Let's start the streak. And Gina Hill with an 891 average took out FA1, which was
Solid.
pretty tidy,
Solid playing.
40 points above her rating. So well done, Gina.
Oh, on you, Gina. Well done.
She would have got stuck into Chile for not winning too. Like I can already picture her getting stuck into him. Anyway, Garden City Open also went down over in Queensland. Luke Bain had a huge win here, 11 shots. And he got it all done in round 1 with a 10-20 rated first round. So he
wow.
slammed the door shut on his opponents. MP40 was won by Aaron Curell, and the best placed female was Natalie Jones in FA40. Now, Garden City Open, I couldn't look past it. I wanted to bring up the prize money. They had 6 people in MPO, 50 people in the tournament, and the prize money for MPO was 790 Aussie bucks. Huge.
What
Just
was the entry fees for that?
not sure, but I was thinking
Can't have been that
6 in MPO, 50 in the field. Barn Valley Bash, we had like 40 in the field, 5 in MPO. I took home a huge $10 store credit. So shout out to the Geelong Disc Golf Club for giving me $10 in a voucher form. When you don't have
That'll
anything,
cover shipping, you'll be fine.
yeah, I got to say, when you don't have any products under $10, you're basically making me buy something. So thank you for that. That'll go straight in the bin. But anyway, not salty at all.
Hey, mate, donate it to itself. We'll give it away.
No, but that prize money's got to be a huge shout out to the Queensland Disc Golf Club for drumming up the sponsors and getting that sort of purse in action, which was awesome stuff. Put those out on the socials before the comp, and you'll see people like myself flying into play. So well done to those guys.
I think, Luke Bain is very open about it, that he's trying to get more money for the open field that, and there is discussions at the moment that the open field would like to see bigger prizes and bigger payouts. So it's cool that someone is listening. It's good to see. Hopefully we see more of it.
Yep, awesome stuff, Bainey. And well done on the win. 11 shots is pretty huge. Now, I've gone through like 85 comps to this point. Someone take the reins on this next one because we're going across shores again to New Zealand. We had the ILT Southern Smash 2023, the New Zealand National Disc Golf Championships. And we're covering this because we have plenty of Aussies there.
Actually, powered by Innovadisc, mate.
Sorry.
And now we really have no time for...
Oh, boy. Can we just call these things the Open? Or like New Zealand champs? No, fair nickum. The names are getting too long. Now, we're covering this because we had a stack of Aussies go over and they absolutely bloody cleaned up. Do you want to maybe go through the names on the list there, Paddy?
Yes. Now, before we get into them, just quickly the MPO, shout them out. Nate Perkins ended up winning by 1 stroke over Jaden Watkinson. But then, straight into the FPO, Cassie Sweeten, huge win, takes first, takes about 800 US home. Tosh was in that division as well, taking 7th. First place in FA1, Alex Williams as well. Another huge win from her. She had I can't remember exact ratings, but she played very high above them. Epic
Smoked
win.
them.
Smoked them. FA2, first place was Claire Bruton as well. So, yeah, played very, very solid. MP40, Chris Finn takes first place. Very, very solid golf.
Hang on a minute.
That's a lot of firsts.
That's 4 first place for the Aussies.
Yeah.
Sucked in, Kiwis, if you're listening. Sucked in.
You know, I have snuck over and taken one of their New Zealand championships as well, and it was a little bit quiet after that when I sunk that last putt. But yes, look, then we also had Kev Costa headed over, and in the MP50 he came 6th. A few notable names in that division as well. Bob Gentle, Chris and I saw them there, Fergie.
Old school.
Yes. MA40, Bruce McNaughton played and came 9th. And then Ben Kennedy placed 2nd in MA3, I think. He was very close. He was only 1 shot as well.
Almost got the win there, Benny. Well done. Oh, that's awesome stuff, and well done to all the Aussies that went over and represented the country for us over at the New Zealand Champs, and more importantly, took home the chocolates.
Absolutely.
Massive
big event.
kudos.
Was it 249 players or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Huge event. Big prize money up for grabs too. I think Nate Perkins ended up taking home like 2.5 US.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so huge.
The trophies were amazing too. I don't know if you saw the trophies. But, I'm just thinking back to that shitty trophy that was handed out at the US Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, they must be looking at trophies like this and just hopefully taking note because they're very, very cool trophy. Anyway, that's me recap. All done.
Solid.
Great job, mate. There's lots to cover there.
Oh, heaps going on. Heaps going on.
Looking for help with course design and installations, a new disc or other accessories for your game? Well, AusDiscs has a huge range of all disc golf equipment in stock. 5% of each sale goes back to support your local club through their rewards program. Also, did we mention they have next day shipping? Well, jump online and check out AusDiscs now at www.ausdiscs.com.au.
We just called to have a chin wag. We just called to have a chat with friends. We just called to talk some disco and to catch up on the latest disco trends.
Okay, and on the phone we have Matt Hill. Matt, you're jumping on because you are the tournament director of the up-and-coming 2023 Vic Open. And, we want to hear a little bit more information about the event. How's it looking so far?
Yeah, thanks, Paddy. Thanks, boys. Excited to be on the tee off. The Vic Open's looking great. We've sold out. We're ambitious early, going for over 200, but that wasn't to be. So we've capped it at 164. There's a few on the waiting list. Things are ready to go.
I've had a little look at the registered players list, and that looks like a pretty healthy MPO at 21 players so far. MA1's looking pretty good too. Most divisions have about 20 to 25 players. Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking healthy. Good numbers, good spread from local and interstate. A lot of the big guns are coming along. Some weren't able to make it last year, so it's good to see them this year. And lots of competition for you, Paddy, to get your 4th win, I think.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Or third.
Yes, I've taken 2 Vic Opens. Yeah, 3rd would be nice.
And your first, Tim.
Yeah, you got to get through me first, Paddy.
That's all right, mate. You play shit in majors, so no worries.
Turn it up.
Goodness gracious.
If
Shots
you could
fired.
just put in some left to right wind on the day and make sure we get to a playoff, Matt. That'd be much appreciate.
Now,
No worries.
Matt, Tim Bowen was especially excited to hear that the Vic Open was returning again to Ballarat. Super stoked.
He does love the course.
He does love the course. Do you have a course record?
I think I might actually. Yeah, official course record. None of this U-disc.
No, mate, you can read that U-disc again.
Tim Bowen claims course record for every course.
That's it. You got to rock up, do it on a league day or do it in a tournament. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it.
But anyway, tell us a little bit about why we've gone back to Ballarat.
We've gone back to Ballarat this year. It is the third year in a row, and so normally you wouldn't want to do that, but the Australian Ultimate Championships are happening in Ballarat at Vic Park over the same 4 days. So it's an opportunity too good to let go, to have, that crossover between those ultimate players coming to check out the disc golf, and disc golfers maybe going to look at the ultimate, and hopefully get some of the national bodies to get together over the weekend and have a bit of a chat and hopefully work a few things out. So just a big festival of Frisbee in Ballarat.
And tell us, what exactly is ultimate? Never heard of it.
Well, you probably should ask the number one rated male and number one rated female disc golfer in the country what ultimate is, because they've been playing ultimate and they've come across and just taken over disc golf.
As soon as they found out about disc golf, they said goodbye to that crappy keepings off game that you play out with the cheap plastic frisbees.
I was trying
That's right, because disc golf was too easy. They came across to just to have a bit of a laugh.
Turn it up.
No, they're sick of all that running. I was thinking, who is a famous ultimate player, that I can think of? And Brodie Smith, who is now a disc golfer. So, I don't know. I can't think of any others. Yeah.
There are a few, but anyway, back to Ballarat and the Vic Open. Tim, you will be happy to know that we've made sure there's some artificial OB on every hole.
Oh boy, core series.
So, that quadruple Mando on hole one sounds great.
That's right. Now, as a regular listener of the Tee Off, I know you don't like that, Tim. No, we are changing up the course a bit because it's the third year in a row. We want to make sure it was fresh. So a bit of Tee Off exclusive here. Hasn't been announced yet, but we are going to be rotating the course a little bit. The hole one will be normal hole 6, so the big par 5 for the amateurs, but we'll be playing the blue basket there. So it's a par 4. Hole 6 will be our hole 1, which means hole 18 will be the nice normal hole 4 over the lake or around the lake, depending on which way you go. So big finishing hole on 18. Hopefully it's going to, be exciting, game-changing throws on that hole.
Great. I love OB on the final hole. That's great. Yeah.
Exactly. Looking forward to it.
There's also 5 other holes that we'll be mixing up, so they won't be your normal holes that you're used to, so they'll be a bit different. All will be revealed when we release the proper course layout and some fly-through videos, but I'll let you know on that secret today.
Unreal. Sounds good. One thing I am excited about, something you mentioned before, is that you mentioned some of the bigger overseas in Frisbee, so like AFTA is going to be there. I'm really excited that they can actually come and see a big disc golf event, because I have a little bit of a feeling they kind of don't really realise that disc golf is a thing still. So hopefully get a few of them there, and maybe some grant money can come the way of disc golf. Hey, that'd be cool.
That would be very nice. We are going to have the distance competition. We're going to have an ultimate Frisbee division, so we're going to hopefully get a few of the big ultimate throwers to come over and be humbled by the distances that we can get with the disc golf disc. So
there you go, Tim.
That should be a good chance to for each sport to kind of give the other disc a go and see how they go.
I look forward to beating their 40-metre nose-up throws. Can't wait.
I was going to say, can I enter that division with just a putter? That'd be fun. I'm sure we could beat them.
Well, if they get to throw a putter, that could be maybe another division. Want to just another bit of exclusive here for the Tee Off. I know you love those. Thanks to our generous sponsors, and shout out to Latitude 64 and the Flying Disc Store as our major sponsors. But then also some local organisations, so accommodation at the Federation University, as well as the Red Line Hotel, who have just recently signed on as a gold sponsor. We have been able to now make this a PDGA B tier event. So there's the exclusive for you. It will be a PDGA B tier. I know that makes the pros happy, but
Yeah, unreal. That's great,
awesome
man.
stuff.
So does that mean more cash in the bank? Potentially.
It means more guaranteed cash. A PDJ C tier doesn't have a requirement specifically for international events, but a B tier does. So there is a minimum guaranteed number of cash.
Exciting. I am all up for more cash in the events. That's unreal.
Make sure you bring that cash line down as low as you possibly can too, Matty, because, as Paddy said, I don't do too well on the big ones. So just have it down at around 10th, 11th place. That'd be peachy, real peachy.
No, you'll do fine, Tim. The only last question I had for you, Matty, was filming. We've seen that Justice has come out and Gatekeeper is going. They've done a major. Will we be seeing Justice at the Vic Open?
There will be some announcements soon about some filming, but there'll definitely be a few cameras around for the Vic Open. But you don't get that exclusive.
We don't get that exclusive. Okay, maybe next time. No,
have me on next week.
Yeah, it sounds great, mate. We're looking forward to getting up to Ballarat and playing it. It is a lovely town. It's a lovely course. So it will be interesting. Hopefully get a few other ultimate players come over and see what disc golf is all about, and especially that big after as well. That could be very cool and exciting stuff for the future.
I think, Matt, you forgot to mention the Flying Disc Store is going to be there with a nice, big, juicy, fully stocked pro shop.
Ooh.
So bring cash.
Yeah, Tim's got a voucher for that too. Awesome.
That's the Geelong Pro Shop.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Matt. Thanks for the exclusives. Appreciate it. And hopefully people can jump on to that wait list. If they're still thinking about it, get on there because you never know.
If you missed out, we'll definitely have you down to help volunteer. We'll get some gear your way. So if you missed out and still want to come down, definitely sign up as a volunteer and we'll get you kitted out.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
See you later, guys.
See you, mate.
All right. PDJ B tier.
Guaranteed cash now.
Guaranteed.
That's awesome stuff. And I went a whole 20 minutes without asking Matt about going up to MPO too. So I'm very proud of myself.
No, he's TD. He's a non-playing TD.
Yeah, well done, Matty. Well done.
Yeah, that's how he's getting out of it. All right. Next up, we got our... Tim, I think it's taken over as your new favourite segment, mate. But next up, Gordo Ramsay reviews.
No, it won't take the weight. What's he doing? Your donut. No, stop it. What? Are you dismantling a lamp? No, come on, ready? You muppet. Really?
Love that intro.
We've now what... Someone hasn't sent this in, but we actually got tagged on Instagram that they wanted it reviewed. Lee Thompson has posted a photo of his practice putting project that he's got there, and we got tagged in the comments and want a Gordon Ramsay review. So, Tim, what do you think of that thing there, mate?
Oh, boy. Oh, Lord. I'm looking at something that is exclusively PVC. Now, I don't know what PVC stands for, but I can't imagine it stands for anything that makes it luxurious. What is it? What am I looking at here? What is this thing?
It's a putter stand, is it not?
A putter stand.
So for those who are practicing their putting in the backyard and they don't want to just put their discs on the ground, they want to have something at hip height that they can kind of grab like from a holster and keep putting.
Yeah, so like a stool. Like just your garden variety stool or a chair. Lee. I hope you know that this Gordon Ramsay segment is not motivation to go out there and make the crappiest looking thing that I've ever seen. This thing is just purely PVC. It's PVC pipes from top to bottom.
I don't mind the ingenuity. It just happens to look like something that you would, get assistants to go to the toilet with in a nursing home.
It's a safety rail. Now, come on, Lee. Come on, mate. You go for the Bombers. I've got some respect for you on that front, but I can't look past this PVC creation that you've done here. And fair income. All it stops you from doing is picking up your disc off the ground. I'd rather pick up my disc off the ground than have it on this PVC creation. Like, what would that weigh? Do you reckon that would weigh as much as one frisbee?
Probably. Yeah. I reckon sometimes they weight them. They pour a bit of concrete into them.
I doubt he's done that. This thing wouldn't withstand any wind whatsoever, and I reckon he's tapped it out with about 7 putters on the top there. If we put one more on there, she's a Jenga tower, mate. Straight over. that thing has fallen straight over. Lee, I know you're proud of your creation here, but you're getting a big fat 1 out of 10 from me. That is shocking.
I can just see him at Bunnings right now, just like loading up the car with long bits of PVC and going home and chopping it up. And good on you, Lee. I like it.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, fair dinkum.
Do you know what? There's been a few mornings when Patrick gets out of bed and the old back is screaming at him. So, I don't know. There's some aspect of it that, if I don't have to bend over to pick up putters for a bit, no worries. But
if this, look, it's actually
maybe in 20 years.
It's the Geelong Disc Golf Club putting league run by Luke Pote. Shout out to Luke Pote tonight. If this thing makes an appearance at putting league, and I suspect it will now that I've seen his Instagram post,
it can be broken down, can't it?
I might just bring a Firebird, just a full sended that PVC thing. We'll see what comes off second best in that interaction. I can guarantee you that the 20 grams of luxurious PVC piping will not beat a Sexton Firebird at full pelt. Anyway.
All right. Well, that's our Gordon Ramsay reviews for the week. Thank you for the tag, guys. If you want to nominate someone, please tag us in the comments or send it in.
I love that the first week it was someone sending in their own creation, and now it's just people sniping their mates.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's awesome stuff.
100%. All right. Next up, Fergie. Got a bit of a course review for us, I think.
Yeah. Well, a bit of a course update. My colleague up in Brisbane there, Mr. Chris Barringer, has been just wrapping up the new course installation, the course update to Pine Rivers.
Awesome.
Yes. So Pine Rivers has been there for a few years.
I was going to say, Tim, have you ever played Pine Rivers?
I think I have. I think I played most of the ones in Queensland. I just can never remember which one's which.
This one's in Strathpine, kind of north of Brisbane.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, we played, the 2014 odd bloody Aussie champs there or something. Anyway, it's been there a while. And it's been always your kind of 9-basket course, but now we've got in there and worked with the Moreton Bay Council to upgrade it to a full 18 baskets with 36 tee pads. So there's two tees for each basket. One basket shares a pad, hole number 5, but yeah, it's good. I think there's basically a red course, about an 850 rated course, and a blue course, so roughly about 950 or thereabouts rated kind of course. Some good length, number of par 4s, and it's just such a beautiful place to play disc golf there. So looking forward to getting up there and having a go.
It had that nice sort of river estuary kind of thing going through it as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. And now that kind of extends, usually you kind of wrap up there and that'll be kind of hole 9 after you've played that initial part near the river. But now you kind of head further down to the west and you kind of, that nice big long fairway down. We're heading west and it swings around. And Anyway, it's all getting used. It's beautiful. So
there you go. I played it 3 times once. They're all in 2018. My best was 2 down through the main section. So well done, 2018, Tim. Shout out.
Good job. Some golf then.
Is that the river as well where, if you throw in, you're never seeing that disc again? There might be a few bull sharks?
Yes. Yeah. In actual fact, apparently...
What? There's sharks?
Yeah, in the river, mate. Yeah.
We've got a disc golf course with sharks.
Yeah, mate. Yep. It's Australia.
That's bloody awesome.
Everything's coming to kill you.
Apparently, Chris told me the other day, someone threw their disc in there and went in to get it, and they were brushed on the leg by a bull shark.
No, that's amazing. Wasn't it a few months ago?
That's amazing.
Wasn't it a few months ago when the guy in Florida didn't he come up with get bitten by an alligator, getting his disc back or something like that?
But didn't he die?
Did I make that up?
I thought someone got eaten by one, proper dead.
Fair dinkum.
No?
I have no idea, mate.
Yeah, well, anyway.
It's like he probably got bitten on the toe and then it just morphed into now he's dead.
All right.
Attacked by
the sharks alligators. I like are just DX and understable. That's all I like on my course.
Yeah, how have I not known this? This is a disc golf course with bloody a shark river alongside it. That's amazing.
Well, Rathmines was the same. That's in just near Newcastle. Yeah. It's on around a big lake. And we had a house right on the lake, and we had our own little pier. So we set up a disc golf basket at the end. We're all throwing discs in. Guys are swimming in there behind the basket, retrieving the discs. And then I remember I was calling my dad, telling him what we were doing that night, and he's like, "You're not swimming in that, are you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It's infested with bull sharks, and we're doing it at dusk." So he's like, "What are you freaking doing?" Got a death wish. But, anyway.
Well, yeah, but the course, I think the signage is going in next week. So by the time this goes to air, I think the course will be fully up and running. And, the reports are so far so good that everyone's enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, apart from the bull sharks, maybe we didn't sell it all that well. But no, it's a beautiful place to go and play. Hopefully, with the size of the course, that'll mean maybe a few more bigger tournaments there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think the blue layout will definitely be something that's it's not quite your championship level course, but it's definitely going to be something that'll be a nice little A tier or a major.
Is that where they're playing Queensland champs or no?
I believe there might be a bit of a petition to make that happen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it wasn't locked in because obviously the course was still in development or installation, but so hopefully it'll be there this year.
Watch this space. Sounds good. Thanks, Fergie.
You're welcome.
Okay, next up segment, bringing back the old disc golf tips. Got some feedback from last time we did it that some of the boys and listeners really enjoyed it. So I've got a couple of tips here. First one is about speed on your disc. So the speed of a disc is major, but not the only factor in determining how far a disc goes and how quickly it gets there. Unlike spin, it is possible to put too much speed on a disc. So the stability of a disc changes as it gets faster, and the stable range of the disc is determined both by the shape of the disc and its spin rate. Most discs used for throwing to other people are stable. That is, they fly flat at a range of speeds. Golf discs, on the other hand, are usually not very stable. They tend to fly flat only for brief periods during their flight. The rest of the time, they are banked either one way or the other. So generally, stable disc thrown with too much speed in relation to the spin will act understably. That is, it will turn over. For this reason, hucking the disc requires plenty of spin and speed. Not enough speed results in the throw landing short, while not enough spin results in the throw diving into the ground. I thought there might be some of you out there who are trying to add more distance to your game. So maybe check the speed of your discs and see what the flight of that disc is doing. And that might help you change, maybe choosing some lower speed discs, some more understable discs, and go from there.
Speed plus spin, you're saying?
Speed
so I think
plus spin.
I think that's one of those things like when you're starting out and you're trying to explain the flight numbers to a newbie, you're just like, the first number is how far it goes. You're like, well, technically that's not true. But
it is a difficult one to explain. I was trying to explain it the other day, but it's only, obviously the speed's only relative, or any of the numbers, depending on whether you're throwing the thing at the right speed.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me, but it's hard to kind of, interpret to explain to someone who doesn't really understand all those numbers.
So really, like the speed that you're throwing is determined by your arm speed and your technique and your form. The spin is really dictated by what, your wrist and the grip, so to speak.
Again, form as well.
Yeah.
But the faster it spins and the more speed you can put on it, you will get closer to the actual flight. So, but yeah, this is why 14 speeds just aren't really conceivable. That's too fast. I think not even some the Zorro Eagle can throw 14 speeds. They're more utility discs. But yeah, I think the sweet spot is kind of your 10 to 12 speeds for those big pros anyway. Yeah.
It'd be really cool because I know they always get the radar gun out and test out the arm speed of the players throwing. I'd love to see how much actual rotational force Garrett Gerthy gets on his throws, for example, because the man it's all spin. He's flipping his wraiths and just getting them to glide just with that spin. Very impressive.
Now, the other disc golf tip I wanted to put out there, now it's a bit of an aviation term using for this, pitch, but essentially we're talking about nose angle. So for a disc, pitch in aviation refers to how steeply an aircraft is pointed, so rotating about an axis through the wings. However, for a disc, it refers to the angle of release, where the front edge of the disc is pointed up or down. So basically, the pitch helps determine how far the disc travels, and more importantly, along which path. By keeping the front edge well up, the disc will travel well into the air, but will probably stall and float down at the end of the flight. Keeping the front edge down results in a lower trajectory, relatively fast flight. I see this mistake a lot with newer players throwing the disc too nose up, it stalls, and then they're losing so much distance in that respect.
When I'm teaching newbies to play, I'm saying, forget about technique, grip, form, accuracy, everything. The one thing you want to think about is just getting it flat, getting that nose flat. And I just tell them straight up, the first probably 6 times that you throw one of these, it's going to go straight up in the air because you're going to accidentally put it nose up. You'll lean back, your wrist will be up, something will make it go nose up. It's just sort of the most common mistake that the newbies make.
Similar to beach frisbee throws, like,
Exactly.
Yeah. The nose is up. You want that glide.
I usually try and tell them don't throw it any higher than your head.
Yeah.
Just
good one.
Keep it low.
Yeah. Keep it low. What's the... Slap the midget. Yeah. Keep it low.
Oh, boy.
That was you can't say that anymore. Yeah. That was a little while ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. You told me that one.
That was a long time ago.
No, but yes, nose angle. If you're out in the field or next time you're at the course and you're struggling with distance, keep a close eye on that nose angle and keep the disc low. Cool, and that's all the disc golf tips I had for this week.
No homework this week, Paddy, because I felt like I was at school for that.
Thanks, Tim.
No worries, mate.
That wasn't for you, mate.
Thanks, Robinson.
All right, next up, we had a few questions sent in that I'm going to pose to you boys. First up, Rob Lambert, players packs, things of the past, ? As a sport, we have grown up and moved on. Do we need to entice players to play disc golf anymore? Thoughts?
Where was this, like 10 years ago? Well, I'd love to not have players packs.
Yeah.
Although, if a sponsor wants to throw money at, adding something into a bag, then great, do it. But yeah, whatever.
I think you go, Paddy.
I've seen some really unique items in players packs, but after 10 years of playing, when you start to see the same shit over and over and over again, I don't need another beer cozy cooler with your tournament's name on it. I've got enough of them. It starts to get a little bit old. I would like to see when there's unique items. It's very cool. Yeah,
I'm going to keep it real. Let me just keep it real here. We don't need cheap crap. Don't give me a shitty towel. Don't give me a shitty drink bottle. Certainly don't give me a shitty disc that I don't want, that I'm never going to throw.
Oh, don't come to the Vic Open then. I'm kidding.
I've been playing
quality.
I've been playing for 7 years.
Royal plastic.
I've got enough discs. I think what people want from a players pack, if there is going to be a players pack, is a decent tournament memento. So not a 3D printed piece of crap, not a freaking as you said, whatever those little plastic tops that go on top of your beer can are.
Oh, yeah.
Just give me something nice that is a memento that yes, I played that tournament. Like a bag pin. I'm a fan of that. Key rings, something metal, something premium. One thing, that's fine. I don't need it printed on a drink bottle. I've got a drink bottle, a towel. I've got all those things. You don't need to give me one at every bloody comp I play.
Yeah.
I think us old fogies might have forgotten what it is like to be just new to the sport, though. I think if you're MA4 or something like that and you're starting out, you still want a nice little, goodie bag of stuff to play with. But I do admit as well, just don't throw useless shit in there that we're not going to enjoy. A nice quality pin would be good.
That's it. And I can probably speak for all of our wives here. They've seen us wearing enough ill-fitting tournament shirts. So please.
Ill-fitting?
Ill-fitting.
Mate, I still rock my large Vic Open 2017. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and your belly button pokes out.
That's it.
That's Emily's jam. That's how Patrick gets Wednesday nights going.
The old $5 worth of threads with the tournament logo on it. Awesome stuff. No, very good question, Rob. As I said, I think most people from MA3 up probably players packs, who cares? But most the people just starting out, it was pretty cool to get a few discs at a comp. So I can see where the merit is. But just make sure there's no just thrown in stuff, just little cheap, shitty stuff. I think we can all do away with that.
Well, to be honest, a lot of stuff you could have in players packs is from your sponsors. Fill them up with that. But I would love to see if there's juniors, MA4, maybe even your MA3, or FA3s as well. But throw a little bit in there, something cool, something unique. And then if there's extra stuff Oz Champs they had the pins. They were cool, but you can sell some merch as well. I will often buy a tournament stamp disc if I really like it and I think it's cool. I like having I've got a little collection of Australian tournament stamp discs, and some of the US guys love that stuff too. So I don't mind seeing the old tournament stamp disc, but if you're spending that money, if that's going towards players packs, maybe it could go towards something else, or have it as merch, have people buy it. Yeah, yeah. But no, excellent question, Rob.
Actually, just sort of one thing. Got to do the players' cards that you did at Champs. They were bloody awesome. Love those. Bring those
See,
back.
that's why, something unique, something cool. Like, yeah. Anyway, I want to bring that back, actually.
Good question,
The
Rob.
coolest thing with that was just everyone kind of asking you for your signature.
Yeah.
So on my card, can you?
I know.
I've got to swap. I've got 7 Tim Bowens. I don't want.
Mate, I was the Charizard of that deck, surely. Surely.
No, I flooded the market with Tim Bowens. Marlon Gonzalez has asked, how did each of us get started in disc golf? Because he reckons, just there was a few newer people to the pod who might not know. So, Timmy, how did you get started, mate?
Mate, that's a good question. Funnily enough, my dad got me into the sport. So he walked his dogs down where Barwon Valley was installed, and he was telling me for ages they've put frisbee goals in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell are frisbee goals? And in my head, it was like, I don't like. It sounds so dumb now, but in my head, it was like a billboard with a hole in it and like a windsock, and you had to throw it in. And my dad hasn't explained it very well. But
I'm working on the design right now.
Eventually, he
a rad exclusive.
he found a disc on the ground, and look, we absolutely called the number on the disc.
Bullshit.
We called it.
You did.
We left it on our letterbox for days, and I think
Whose was it?
I think it was Scott. I can't
Oh,
remember
yeah,
Scott.
Scotty. Yeah.
Said, I'll come grab it. Never grabbed it, and then we went down, and I had so much fun full pegging that thing with no skill whatsoever, like probably back wrenching at the time. I thought I was unreal because I'm like, this thing's going like 50 meters. But that's how I got into it. They basically installed the course where my dad walks his dogs, and then I had a dog, and I started walking my dog there.
Nice. How about you, Fergie?
My journey started back in 2006. Yeah, 2006, went over to New Zealand.
Hang on, is it? No.
It was 1992. Back in 2006, I went over to New Zealand for a bit of adventure, and I just I went to Queenstown, and I'd heard about it before I went. I was looking up what can you do in Queenstown, because I knew I was going to stay there for a few months or whatever. Ended up being like almost a year, whatever. So looked up stuff, and
what can't you do in Queenstown? More like
exactly
right.
Yeah. But I remember reading frisbee golf somewhere. I'm like, oh sweet, I should look that up. Anyway, eventually I found it in this park.
20 Ferg burgers later.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Don't fit that T-shirt. And so went and bought, saw the baskets, went, I'll go down the street and buy something. So I went to some shop and bought some piece of shit. They actually said golf disc. I've still got it. It says golf disc, but it is 100% like an ultimate disc. And anyway, went in there and played around, was like, this is shit hot. Then went back the next day, bought a DX Rhino.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, DX Rhino, and then went back and went, yep, sweet, this is it for now. So, and then I just that was it. I spent the next 10 months there playing disc golf every day, and then got back to Australia, and the next day after arriving back, I went and designed 18 holes at Eastern Gardens. Yep. And called Paul Arden, who had never met before, but apparently he got my number because I went to play some course somewhere, and I don't know, whatever. He came down with Mac lights, we set him up, and that was it. Crazy.
That's awesome. Actually, I'd love to hear how Paul Arden got into sport, actually. That'd be cool.
Whittlesea?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, him and Ian Bycroft somehow got word of that was a course there, went down to throw.
Yeah, right. That's cool. I got into the sport. A very good friend of mine. We were friends in high school. We were friends. Met in high school. He started playing, and he tried for ages to try and get some of us boys. He's like, he wouldn't shut up about disc golf. He's like, check them out. They're awesome, blah, blah, blah. He's got all these pre-flight number, wraiths and all this stuff. And I was like, cool. It sounds right. And then one day I was at his place. We went down the oval, and I remember holding one of them. I think it was like an orc, actually, an end of an orc. I was like, oh, this thing feels really cool. And then, I started watching him throw, and I remember I made him run around that oval back and forth because I was just shanking these things left, right, you name it. I remember thinking, I can't quite figure this out. It's kind of eating at me. I've got to do this more. And then, I think went down to I borrowed a couple of discs off him, and I was living in Highton. I went down to the Highton Oval, and we were practicing throwing on the oval. and Fergie was driving past.
That's right.
Didn't know him, but pulled over, got out, jumped the fence, came over to me. He's like, "Hey, mate, how you going?" I'm like, "Yeah, good. Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, are you playing disc golf?" And yeah, he's like, "Oh, you should come down to league day this weekend."
I still do that now whenever I see someone playing disc. I just stop the car, jump out.
I'm like, who the fuck's this guy? But yeah, and then I went down to a league day, and yeah, it was absolutely awesome. Loved it. Loved the community. I think I was on the volunteer group for the champs, maybe a month later or something like that. Yeah, Fergie was giving me discs, and Ben was giving me discs, and yeah, we just travelled and loved it from there. So yeah, that was 10 years ago, mate. There you go.
There you go.
So hope that answers your question, Marlon. Good question. Next up, Ash Widener has asked, when is the Westgate Cup happening? Now, for those that don't know, the Westgate Cup is an event with the Melbourne Disc Golf Club and the Geelong Disc Golf Club, where we have a head-to-head clash, and Geelong come out and basically destroy Melbourne. So look, Ash, if you really want it to happen, if you want us to embarrass you guys again, sure, no worries, we can do it wherever you want, mate.
No, I've heard some sledging on the side here. They say, it never happens because Geelong, as soon as they got one player injured, they're like, nah, we can't do it. So they reckon our bench isn't very deep at the moment.
All right.
We've got plenty of people in the ranks, Melbourne. Bring it on.
Think we'd be fine.
Yeah, no worries.
Tell
Well,
you what, when you guys finish renovating the Westgate Bridge, then we'll make it happen. How about that?
Yeah.
See you in 5 years.
So the good thing is, we have holes longer than 60 metres, so we've got a big advantage. So.
It's funny you mentioned that, Ash. Now, you may have seen my friend and I, Ryan Budge, we actually went up to the Westgate, and then we went under the Westgate because we played Stony Creek on the weekend. And I had to go and check out hole 2. Look, I didn't do that well. It's a full 74 metres, and it's every bit of 74. Left a little short, ran the putt, missed it, got the comeback. I had a par. But my friend Ryan Budge made a mockery of hole 2. And this was the, runner-up in the Dream 18?
Yep.
The whole shit, Ash. There's no obstacles. Budgie just whips out the second shot, flex Firebird, straight in the chains.
Yeah, right. He aced hole 2.
He aced hole 2. And then we continue the round. He aced hole 6.
Wow. Same round?
Same round.
Goodness.
So fair dinkum. When you install a real disc golf course, let us know, because the mini disc golf course you've got at Stony Creek, too fucking easy.
I did design that,
Sorry, folks.
It's a bit limited. It's a bit of a shy park for it. But anyway.
No.
I shot 6 over, but anyway.
All right. Kyle Herbertson has also asked, the least favourite disc, or what is your least favourite disc in each other's bags? So what disc do we just hate to see each other pull out?
Tim Bowen, any sort of Firebird.
Yeah.
Only because I know it's going to come out in some sort of janky ass Anheuser Angel.
Well, mine was
flexy shit.
Yeah, Tim, you're probably going to feel the brunt of this, but yeah, that what is it? The Taipan, mate.
Oh,
Every time that thing comes out, I know this is on 45 minimum, 45 angle minimum.
You were bagging 14-speed disc, but I swear, there's something about that disc, it just won't skip. It's always hitting the ground at 60 degrees, jumps back. So good.
So, yep, that's mine for you, Tim. Fergie, I actually love every disc that you pull out of your bag because it's all trilogy now, mate.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go.
Have you got anything that's got not -4 turn?
Yes, but it's got a 6 glide. So, yeah.
Now, Paddy, for you, you've got a couple of 2 heads stamped disc from freaking the Stone Ages.
Yep.
What do you use for your backhand roller?
A Havoc.
A Havoc.
Yeah.
That one.
That one?
Yuck, mate. That looks like a piece of toilet paper that you'd see in the Barwon Valley public toilets left on the ground. That one.
Pretty sure it's got a number on it as well.
It's seen better. Yeah, it's seen better use, that one.
Yeah, that's it. But you've also got a harp that that might be a piece of toilet paper. It's just not flat anymore.
Mate, that thing is, that is an absolute turd to look at. But a beauty in the air. That's I'm sure there's a name for a disc like that. But yep. Granite Mountain destroyed that thing.
Yeah, I've got to say, is there a governing body where I can call into question the legality of Paddy's discs? Because that one doesn't have enough plastic left to be legal. Surely not.
Yeah.
Good
There we
question,
go.
though.
Good question,
I did like that
Kyle.
one.
Yeah. That is a fun one. And one last thing before we go, the Dream 18 Hole 5 is now open for nominations. So please jump on in the link tree. There is the link to the form to nominate for that. So yeah, any thoughts, boys? Hole 5?
Oh, definitely not bloody Barn Valley Hole 5.
Yeah.
There's a branch blocking half the basket.
Yep, that's fair.
I think we've been saying as a club, we'll trim that branch for 6 years. Never happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hole
because
five,
keep missing putts from it.
What's a good hole 5? Invalee's a bit too tight for my liking. Not going to rate that one.
Yeah, in fact, going back, we should have got 4 up there at Inverleigh.
I think I said
that
4
is
is
a good-
good. I like 4.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Actually,
what's 5?
five-
What's 5 at Crater Lakes? Which one's 5?
Oh, is that the big bomber?
Oh, that's a good hole. I don't want them to
Yeah.
win again. Please, local clubs, scared out your hole 5s.
Yep.
Get the nominations in, and we'll try and get a voting campaign up so that Crater Lakes don't win another one.
I do actually like hole 5 at Mundaring, which is the par 3, but it forces you to throw that air shot through the trees.
Yep.
That is a cool hole.
That is a cool hole.
Yeah,
Yep.
well designed. But yeah, that Crater Lakes one is a pretty banging hole.
That
Actually,
is pretty good,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Let's just stop this whole segment now.
Yeah,
Crater Lakes.
it's just Crater Lakes. Go play Crater Lakes.
Nah, because you got that shitty. One of the holes at Crater Lakes too shitty, so we'll be right. They won't win them all.
All right, well, yeah, please jump on, nominate, and we'll get voting this week. That'd be good. Okay, that brings us to an end of another episode. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you get out and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check out that bio on Instagram as well for our link tree to all our merch, our support of the tee off as well, and our YouTube. All the links are there, all good stuff. Please send in any questions and topics that you would like us to discuss as well. Tim, Fergie, thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here again. And until next time, we hope you get out and play some disc golf with your mates.
So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I don't know why you're still here. We have to go see our families. Seriously. Just go play disc golf.